covering Duke. That's Nick Carboni. He's in Milwaukee, Wisconsin right now, covering the Tar Heels. Nick is you got a nice setup back there, Nick. Where are you right now?
It just so happened to be my in-laws live outside Milwaukee, so this was kind of the best of both worlds. So this is the best media hotel in town. Everybody's jealous of me. I ate great last night, slept great. They're taking care of me. They're awesome. So and they're 15, 20 minutes from the arena. So I'm enjoying myself for sure.
Nick, I'm glad you ate because we talked about it yesterday, and then you tweeted me about it. But so we're not gonna get into it. Let's dive right into
Sports
it.
reporters on the road don't eat much, but when we do, it's all at once. Believe me.
Well, you deserve a good meal, Nick. So let's get right into it. Tar Heels, they play their first round matchup this afternoon. What can we expect? They play Ole Miss. Ole Miss is not a slouch. Do we expect the Tar Heels to play like they did against San Diego State?
I hope so. And I think so because, you have a larger sample size with North Carolina now. Their last 11 games, they've played really well. And their only 2 losses in that stretch are to Duke, which you could have argued could have been the number 1 overall seed in this tournament. So they're playing well at the right time. It's not just RJ Davis, although he had the record-setting night in Dayton the other night, but had a lot of other players come on. We talked to Van Lubin yesterday, 6'8" forward, who has always kind of provided a rebounding and defensive presence, but sprinkled in the offense the last couple of weeks as well. He had 3 straight double-doubles in the ACC tournament. Didn't have everybody played well Tuesday, and it was really about RJ Davis, but Van Lubin has been playing his best ball right now, and this is his first NCAA tournament. It's a transfer from Vanderbilt. You've got Jalen Withers, who can step up and hit shots as, kind of a bigger guy. Seth Trimble is just a really athletic, guy who can do a lot of things for this team. And he's playing in front of his home crowd. He was a star high school basketball player in Milwaukee. So he's excited to kind of show out at home tonight. And, you talk about Ole Miss. I mean, they're battle tested by way of being in pound for pound, the best conference in college basketball this year, the Southeastern Conference. But they're of the teams that made it into the tournament. I wouldn't be as scared of Ole Miss as I would be of some others. Now, what you really got to watch for with Ole Miss is not turning the ball over. They're one of the best teams at forcing turnovers. They have one of the best, I think, top 5 turnover ratio, assist to turnover ratio in the NCAA. They don't turn it over, and they'll turn you over. And then when they turn you over, if they don't get a free bucket and you foul them, they're going to hit their free throws. So that's the biggest thing to worry about with Ole Miss today. And they're well coached. Chris Beard. He's done it for a long time at a lot of different stops. He's found a new home at Ole Miss, and he's setting some records there and some of the things that they're doing already.
How strange is it to say the SEC a power basketball conference? It's compared to the ACC. You're talking about UNC, a legendary school, ACC team. How strange is that?
It is strange, but it makes sense if you follow the money. This is a conference that has invested a lot into its coaches, and now that the NIL is more of a free kind of market, they are investing a lot into their rosters. So the ACC, I know, is seeing that and will hopefully adjust as best they can. Though, based on the TV packages for the SEC, the Big Ten, it is harder for the SEC to do that. Now we're seeing more of an investment coming for North Carolina. They've hired a GM for next year. Louisville, which lost its first round game yesterday, reportedly is going to spend $8 or $9 million on its basketball roster for next year. So the ACC is recognizing that, and they're going to do what they can. And then there's talk of a possible merger with the Big East, which is a strong basketball conference, or traditionally was, but they've been down a little bit this year. To see if that helps. But yes, the SEC, you hire some of the coaches that they've hired, this is what's going to happen. They are, all over the tournament field yet again, and, basically half their league got it.
Nick, the tournament is all about matchups. You saw last night, McNeese State against Clemson. McNeese, they played really good on defense. So as far as the Tar Heels, in my bracket, I have them going to the Sweet 16. If they make it past Ole Miss, I asked you this a couple of days ago, is that realistic?
Yeah. To get to the Sweet 16, I absolutely think it is. I mean, it would likely be Iowa State, although we'll see what happens today. And, they're kind of dealing with a shorthanded roster right now. They're missing some key players. They don't have as deep of a bench as they probably like coming into this. So I would expect, North Carolina was favored against San Diego State. They're favored slightly tonight against Ole Miss. And I would expect if they win tonight and play Iowa State on Sunday, they'd be favored in that game too. So I think it's probably, a fair chance that the way this Tar Heels team is playing right now, that getting to that second weekend is entirely possible. And I don't think anybody would have been saying that in January, the way this team was losing games to inferior opponents, not being able to hang with, some of the better teams in their non-conference schedule and in their conference schedule. So, I think it's entirely possible that you're going to be right about that one, Nick.
It's all about getting hot at the right time, Nick.
It is.
Kind of walk me through your day. So you're there. I love the setup. You're in the best place. I don't want to call it a hotel.
Nobody's got it better than me in Milwaukee. No, exactly. I ate like a king last night. So yes, I will have to leave the friendly confines of my lovely in-laws' home, and I'll go to Fiserv Forum, which is in downtown Milwaukee. Of course, home of the Milwaukee Bucks. A great venue. I've never been there before. There will be a game going on. Lipscomb and Iowa State, I believe, tips things off there. And I'm just going to go scour outside the arena and search for Tar Heels fans. Now, yesterday, if you watched any of our coverage, there weren't a lot of fans of the Tar Heels in the building for that open practice. And I think that's just because, not a lot of people thought they would get in. Then they had to win on Tuesday, turn around and get here Thursday. So a lot of the Tar Heels fans we saw yesterday were people from Wisconsin who love North Carolina basketball. Of course, it's a global brand, so it's no surprise that they're here. So I think they'll have a strong showing tonight. I'm sure a lot of people have made their way here for this game. 4 o'clock Eastern is enough time for people to get here after seeing them win Tuesday night. And, once the Tar Heels catch fire, everybody wants to jump on board and go see the ride. And North Carolina fans are, the strongest example of that. So I think we'll have a good Carolina Blue contingent in the building today. I would expect more Heels fans than Ole Miss fans.
And that was Nick Carboni, sports director with WCNC Charlotte. It looked like he froze there for a second, but what he was talking about was basically fans coming in. Again, didn't see as many fans. Carolina is a national brand. UNC basketball is a national brand. Didn't see as many fans yesterday, but because of the afternoon start time and because they're playing Ole Miss, expect to see more fans today. So as he leaves his in-laws' house, he's going to head over to the arena to cover the Tar Heels. We'll have more from Nick a little later. I think he's making another appearance from the arena. Tar Heel fans showing up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.